Hi folks, this is Azlin Blow. Welcome to Savour the Flavour as we get a taste of Pakistan with Chicken Karahi. Joining me today on the panel are Joy Stewart and Michelle Ribel. Now, before we get to the dish, those of you out there watching the show and the World Cup, if you hear anything, any goals, please let us know by leaving us a comment. Back to our recipe, Chicken Karahi. Let's look at the ingredients, shall we? First of all, we've got the chicken over there. Let me just have a look. We've got our top camera. Here we are. The chicken. And this chicken karahi is a very, very simple dish. I'll go through very quickly the ingredients. We've got turmeric, salt, crushed black pepper, touch of sugar, just a pinch, cumin, some chili powder, some tomatoes, and garlic and ginger paste that I pounded. And later on, when the dish is done, we're going to top it up with this garnish: coriander leaves or cilantro, a little bit of mint, some green chili, and some ginger that I'm going to cut up. That's it. Easy. Oh, we nearly forgot the covered up onions. It's making me cry. There we go. Onions. Lots of onions, because I love onions in all of my dishes. Now, that's our ingredients so far. So we are going to get cooking immediately. Now, this is a dish that I've been cooking for a long, long time. As I mentioned in my intro, my granddads, both my granddads come from Pakistan. My mom's dad, I'm not sure. My mom's dad comes from the city of Lahore. And lesson of the day: take all big rings off before you attempt to put on a glove. My mom's dad comes from the city of Lahore, and my dad's dad comes from the northwestern frontier in Pakistan. Now we're going to start cooking. First thing we're going to do is just add the turmeric all over the chicken and coat the chicken with the turmeric. Now this is what I usually do: just coat the chicken, and while it's just sitting there with the turmeric all over, I get all the other ingredients ready.
Okay, Lynn, we just have to say hello to some few people coming in this HOA. So hello Elena Belometti, hello Carmen Mandish, and of course Maggie. Thank you, Maggie. She says hello to me. So Maggie Unzweta, of course, is with us. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that she says hello to me.
Hi everyone. So. Hi ladies. Hi ladies. What are we drinking? What are we drinking tonight, Carmen? Did we go for the White Russian tonight?
Well,
leave a comment and let me know. Right. Yeah, we're going to go straight. We're going to go straight into cooking this. First thing we're going to do is just put the heat up to medium, just slightly on the high side, medium high. And we're going to start sauteing the onions. 2 tablespoons. Joy?
You guys use a special pan for this dish? It seems like a pan with the high sides works better.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yeah. Here we go. This chicken karahi, the word karahi itself refers to a wok-like receptacle. It's the difference between a wok and the karahi is basically the sides. You can see it's slightly steeper. A wok would be just that way, a gentler slope. And this is my one-handled karahi I bought from a Pakistani shop last time I was in London. It's very handy. Yes, so that's what a karahi means. It's pretty much like the Indian balti. When you talk about balti curries, balti refers to the receptacle the curry is actually cooked in. So here we are, we're going to toss in the onions, lots of onions. Now, if you're not a massive fan of tons of onions in your curry and stuff, reduce the amount of onions. Now, the full recipe is on linsfood.com. The link to that is on the event description, okay? So we're going to saute the onions for about a minute, and then we're going to add the garlic and ginger paste. And I'm just going to nip out of the frame and get a knife and a chopping board while Michelle does more comments.
Yeah, okay. So, just one question. Do you still hear me, Lynn? Yes?
I sure can. I'm back.
Have you added my comments, a few comments about the wine with this beautiful and great dish, meal.
Okay, we're going to do the wine later on, slightly later in the show, because what I'm going to do is cook this dish for you from start to end. And while we're waiting for the chicken to cook, we will look into the wine thoroughly. And if we get bored, we can talk about the World Cup. Right, it's had a minute. I'm going to add, I'm going to add the garlic and ginger in.
As you know, Lynn, France is playing tonight, so my kids are watching the TV, and they will let us know if something's going on, okay?
Yeah, you said your daughter's going to let us know, didn't you?
My daughter and my son.
Yeah. Okay, so this recipe, let me tell you a little bit about chicken karahi, okay? Now, it is an extremely simple curry. It does not have much in terms of the curry spices, which we call masala. It doesn't have much in terms of masala. The only bit that adds the curry taste is the chili powder, the cumin, the crushed pepper, and the turmeric that the chicken's been coated with. So it is very light. It's not heavy on spices. It's not heavy on flavor. So what makes the final dish? What makes the curry? I'm just adding the chicken in. And at this stage, I like to mix the whole thing together and just let it soak everything up. Now, what defines this dish is the final garnishing that we're actually going to add to it. Now, as with many other cuisines, Italian, Thai, Middle Eastern, you finish dishes off with fresh herbs and spices, don't you? Likewise here. But in this case, the fresh herbs and spices are a necessary part of the recipe. It completes the recipe. Okay, while that's cooking, we're just quickly going to chop up the tomatoes. Again, lots of tomatoes here. Say about 6 bits.
Okay.
Okay, and while that chicken is just coating and browning, we're going to chop up the tomatoes. Michelle, any other comments?
Yes. Gloria Franco Reynolds is telling us that she's drinking a chilled white Protos. What is a chilled white Protos?
Okay.
I ask you. Does somebody know?
Is that Spanish wine, Gloria? Yeah. Joy, are you a big fan? Are you a big fan of curry?
I love curry. I think the way it makes the house smell is awesome.
but perhaps not so good the next day. What do you think?
Oh, definitely better the next day, just like a good soup.
No. The curry is great the next day, but the smell of the curtains and the furniture, maybe. Are you much into chilies? Do you eat chilies much?
I'm building up my tolerance. I love the flavors of a good curry, but I'm not quite there on the spice yet. I like it because it's mild.
Okay.
Not mild, but milder.
Okay, right, so we've got onions, we've got garlic, we've got ginger in there, and the chicken's just browning ever so slightly, as you can see.
Okay.
One of the things that I quite like to do as well is add the chicken beforehand, brown it, then add the onions, garlic, and ginger. Now, at this stage, we're just going to add all the tomatoes in. Okay. And we are going to let that sit there. And we're going to add all the rest of the spices. Chili powder, mild chili powder. Of course, if you want it hot, by all means. Cumin seeds. If you don't like to bite into cumin seeds, cumin powder is perfectly fine. Ground cumin. Crushed black pepper, as you can see. Coarsely ground black pepper. I much prefer that to finely ground because you can actually, get the bite. Salt and just a pinch of sugar to complete the flavor.
Okay.
Without sugar, there is just something missing, especially when you use a whole lot of tomatoes in there. Now, we're going to add about, say, You know, it can be anything, 100 mils to 200 mils of water. We're going to let it come to boil, then we're just going to let it simmer and cook away. Now, ideally, when you cook a chicken curry, you would be using meat on the bone, chicken on the bone. But because we're doing a speedy 30-minute program, I've used thinly sliced chicken breasts here so that it can all be cooked while we are still here. Okay, so that's it. Everything's in there, and we just want to let it cook. And as this cooks away, the tomatoes are going to fall apart, they're going to disintegrate, and they're going to make the gravy. Okay, now if you're not a fan of tomato skin swimming around your curry sauce, then use chopped tomatoes, no big deal. Canned chopped tomatoes, that'll work just as well. Okay,
so yes, Lynn, Carmen Mandish, she says to us, fresh spices make all the difference in the world. I agree. What do you think about that?
Absolutely.
And Gloria Franco Reynolds says to us that Protos is a nice white wine from the Ribera del Duero area here in Spain. So great. That's a good point, because we are talking about wine after, and with what you are making, Lynn, we can also recommend Spanish sparkling wine. We'll see that.
Okay. If you can just hang on there a minute, Michelle, I'll just answer Gloria's question. There is no need to marinate the chicken at all, Gloria. It's the turmeric is really part of the masala for the chicken curry, but I like to just put it on the chicken and let the chicken just absorb it ever so slightly. It's not going to make that much of a difference if you marinate it overnight. It's just turmeric, so it's not necessary. As you brown the chicken before adding the onions, that'll crisp up the chicken, and the turmeric will cling to the chicken meat, especially if you're using boring chicken breast meat. You know, that's important. But to answer your question, no need to marinate overnight.
So
sorry, Michelle, back to you.
That was for Carmen, yeah, Mandish. Okay. About fresh spices.
No, that was Gloria Franco Reynolds. Right at the end, she asked if the chicken needed marinating overnight. Okay. Right,
okay.
Michelle. While we are waiting for the chicken to cook, Michelle, you have been doing some research for us about the wines that'll go with chicken karahi. Could you please tell us what you recommend?
Would you like me to talk about this now?
Yes.
Well, no comment for the moment, but as I'm listening, I think that Pakistani cuisine is characterized by spices such as curry, turmeric, ginger, cloves, cumin, tamarind, cardamom, fennel, and coconut. Am I right?
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes combined also with yogurt. Spices agree with wines, I think, with little and fruity and sweet, you know, as Merlot or Zinfandel, South African wine.
Okay.
Merlot is a very known wine. As you can see here, the bottle, Merlot. This is a good red wine, yeah. But I also recommend this one, what you are making, with a wine from here, from Alsace, an Alsatian wine called a Pinot Gris. Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris, okay.
Yeah, you can see that. I have shared a picture on the event page, of course. But as Gloria Franco Reynolds says, well, what I was saying just before, Cava. Cava is a Spanish sparkling wine, so you can also take a Champagne Rosé. So this makes a big collection of wines, able to suitable with your what are you doing? Okay?
Cool. And have you been drinking a glass of every one of those wines you've just mentioned, Michelle?
Yes. Today was a big party, you know. It was Father's Day, and tonight we are playing against Honduras. So I am drinking right now just this beautiful white wine from here. It's just perfect.
Cool, excellent. Joy, what do you like to drink with curry?
Like a beer.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. What sort of beer do you go for?
I like the lighter Pilsner style beers. I would actually go with like Chinese, like Singha or something like that, just because it's got a really lovely light flavor and it would complement the tomatoes and the chicken really well.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Great.
What do you like when you're having curry? What do you guys like to have with curry? Bread? I mean, as in naans, rotis, rice?
I like long grain rice, and roti is absolutely my favorite bread. I love roti.
What sort of roti do you go for? Rotis, chapatis?
Well, I used to have a place near me in Queens, New York, and they made rotis with roasted onions, and I don't know what you call that, but they were amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So the chicken is cooking away. Any updates on the World Cup? Has France scored yet?
No, just a yellow card.
Oh, who got a yellow card?
France, of course. They are a little bit nervous.
And you thought you were coming for a cooking show. Ha! Tricked you. It's actually a World Cup show.
No, really. I think that we are all a little bit nervous, tonight. We're getting a little bit nervous because, as you know, 4 years ago it was not really great for us. But I hope that tonight it will be fine. So, some lights. Okay, yeah. Aman John says some lighter ciders or even spice cider, can go very nicely with the curry. That's really good.
Spice cider. Ooh. You see, I used to love spiders. I used to love spice cider because
light ciders.
I used to love ciders. A couple of years ago, I discovered fruity ciders, and I quite enjoy them actually, raspberry ciders. But the sulfur taste tends to come out a little too strong in ciders. What do you guys think out in the audience? Any particular brands, Aman, you want to recommend to us? Joy, you were saying?
Try a snake bite, Aslan. It's half dark beer like a Guinness, and then half tart cider, and it's actually really good. It wouldn't be good with curry, but it's actually really good.
I don't do beer. Just not my thing. It's like, ooh, sorry. but fruity ciders are quite nice actually, aren't they? Do you do cider much, Joy?
Oh, I love cider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magnum's is a really great one. I think it comes out of Britain.
Yeah, that's what my husband drinks. Right, look, we are done. So if you're probably looking at it from the top here, we're done. If you add a little bit more tomatoes, your sauce is going to be a little bit, more red and more orangey, and you can see.
This looks great. It looks great.
Lots and lots of onions in there. As I said, I've used thinly sliced chicken, so it's cooked now. But ideally, we want to go for chicken thighs and chicken on the bone. Chop up a whole chicken if you want to. That'll be awesome. Ooh, beginning to sound like an American now. Hanging around with Joy too much. Awesome, man. Right. Now, that's it. It's done. So, this is where the dish gets taken to the next level. So, we've got all the garnish ingredients here. Michelle was talking about the wine I've been chopping up, the ginger, the green chilies. Now, if you want to go for spicy green chilies, by all means, but these are mild. And you've got just a little bit of mint, because I'm not a massive fan of mint. So I've got just a little bit and a whole lot of coriander, because I love coriander. So I'm just going to sprinkle it all over. Okay.
Okay.
And the ginger.
All over the ginger. Okay.
Freshly sliced ginger, julienne strips of ginger. Make sure I've got some mint in there too. And the chilies. The chilies all over. That's it. And how would you, how you want to eat it is completely up to you. You can take the whole, to serve it, you can take the whole saucepan, the whole karahi out onto the table, serve it like that, or dish it up in a nice bowl and have it with rice, have it with chapatis, or, as if you've seen the pictures in the stream, some naan. This is some fresh.
I saw that this afternoon.
Freshly baked naan, and that's cheese naan, because that's my favorite, and some freshly fried papadums too. So here we go.
Aslan, I noticed you have a glove up there. Did you use that cutting the chilies?
Not this time, because they're mild chilies. Maggie, not this time. I am not a wuss. I am not a wuss. No, this was for the fresh chicken. Hey, I tell you, I want to show you another time. We've got a baby reaper in the house. For those of you who've been watching me, who've been following my shows, you know we're growing the Carolina Reaper, the world's hottest chili. And we've got a baby reaper. So we're really excited about it. And when it finally grows, I shall make a show all about the Carolina Reaper. So here we go, kiddos, that's how I speak to my kids. Chicken Karahi, simple Pakistani chicken curry, some naan.
Oh, it looks great, really. Yeah, I would like to bite in that. Yeah.
Some naan and scoop it up with some chili. Oh, I'm going to have to show Maggie that I can eat chili. Look, and there we go.
Well, that's perfect.
Yay, the chili conveniently dropped off.
Really, Aslin, that's really great. Fantastic. Well done. Really.
If my kids were here, they'd dip this in the curry too. Right, that's it. Have we got any last comments, Michelle?
No more comments, but yeah, people hook the cider, huh? They really think that Emin Johns is right. They love cider too, so
cool.
Well, I'm really impressed about what's the difference between these two breads, quickly, Lynn. The big one, I don't really know these ones, you know?
Oh, there are different types of bread. It's how it's cooked. It's whether you've got leavening agent yeast in it, chapatis are flat completely, no yeast, all sorts of different rotis. And roti is a generic name for flat bread. You know, for some of us, different parts of the world, roti also just refers to French bread. We call French bread roti as well. So one day we'll have a program about rotis. So there you go, a simple curry made within 25 minutes by the looks of it. That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this very short episode of Savour the Flavour. Before we sign off, I'm just going to let the panelists say goodbye and let us know if they've got anything coming up that's exciting in the summer. Joy, you first.
All right. It was lovely to be here, and I really wish this was smell-o-vision because I'm sure that is super delicious. So far, I look forward to hopefully being a panelist again, and that's all that's coming up for the summer.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. We really enjoy having you. Michelle, I'm sure you've got 5 or 6 words to say, not just 2.
So, it was a real pleasure to see you again, Joy. And I would just want to thank everybody, Elena Bellometti, Gloria Franco-Reynolds, of course, Emin Johns, and Zeph.
Michelle, have you got anything coming up, Michelle?
No. I'm on it. No, really not. But Carmen Mendes, yes, and of course Maggie in
Michelle, that's the host's job, Michelle. So tell us what you've got coming up. This guy, I can't take him anywhere. Right, Michelle, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
And tell us something about WebKiss for branding, Michelle.
Well, what should I say?
Have you got lots of things coming up in the summer for WebKiss?
Make it kiss, keep it smart and simple.
Make a kiss, keep it smart and simple. Right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on Savour the Flavour. To all my friends who turned up, to Carmen, to Gloria, to Maggie, to Elena, to Ammon. And if I've missed anybody, I'll come onto the comment stream and have a word with you guys after this. Now join us again next week. I'm back in the kitchen for Savour the Flavour, and I am going to take you on a trip to Burma or Myanmar. We are going to be doing some Burmese food next week. So, from me, Aslin Bloor, Savour the Flavour. Bye for now. Catch you all later.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.